Hello, good day, everyone. Welcome to Forex Mastery with the SOA. My name is Awesome James, and I'll be your friend and your tutor in this episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please do well to like, share our content, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and do not forget to hit the notification bar. Thank you so much. All right, so I'll be doing the trade recap on Solana, USD, BTC, Ethereum, and some of my outlook this week. Yeah, I already prophesied it that June is a blessed month. Yeah, all right, so I will just run through what I saw. So from the weekly time frame, this is Solana. From the weekly time frame, you can see it's bullish, right? You can see we have this break of structure to the downside. So market is bearish. Market is downtrending at the moment. So when I came to the weekly time frame, I spotted a sweep of liquidity here, and you can see price reacted from the AVG, although with the candle close, but you can see a sweep of that high, right? I think that was one of the things I saw. Then I scaled down to the daily time frame. Yeah, the daily time frame, and I saw a trend break, right? You can see the trend line, right? So I only use trend line as an added confluence. If you know me well, you understand that I love to trade against trend line liquidity, right? So if let's say the trend is currently bullish, right, the minor or the substructure is bullish, I'll wait for a break. Let's say the overall trend is bearish, just like we have it here. The retracement will be a bullish move, right? So once we have a break outside that trend, and I love a steep trend. What I mean by steep trend is that it's not a healthy trend. You can see a push. The market will not retrace down to 50% before pushing up again. Then we might have a break, then a push, so this is what I mean by steep trend, right? You can see we have the higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and a break, right? You can see the break of the market structure shift out of that trend. So the reality is that a lot of persons will still be buying from these levels, right? So the market will just do its thing and take them out, right? So the trendline liquidity for me is one of the concepts I love to trade. Once I see it and it aligns with my trend, I don't even hesitate before going in, right? And also I trade key levels using the Malaysian support and resistance. Yeah, I think I'll be dropping a video. Yeah, I'll be dropping a video about that. So I just marked out my key level here. Marked out my key level. So if you check the line chart, you can see this point. It's a key level. But before then, yeah, let's go back to this. So from the daily time frame, I already saw that the market is currently reacting from where you can see an AVG for the continuation to the downside, right? And now we had a break outside the trend, right? The substructure forming. You can see we have this push up, then price came down, then we have a sweep of liquidity because it's not close with the candlestick body. Ideally it's supposed to bounce from here and push up, right? But now we had a break, right? And don't forget, this is the daily time frame. We had the break, right? So after seeing that, then I just marked out. I think when I came on that day, yeah, this candle here was still forming. This dead candle here was still forming. So I marked out my key level. You can see this is support becomes resistance, we can see price, it hindered price from pushing lower, but eventually price broke through, and we can see the first candle, and it created a a tiny FVG. You can see a very tiny FVG. So all the reaction happened there. So for me, that was an added confluence, right? So, and I believe if you're not new to trading, you understand the concept of accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. So that's what happened there. If you scale down to a lower time frame, you understand. So the market accumulated at that point for a while, right? Then market swept the high, broke, then we had something like this, then I positioned for yourself from this point, right? So this is the range, and we had a sweep of the liquidity resting above here, then we have a break below, then I positioned for a sell. So that's pretty much it. That's the concept, right? So you can see this is the first candle. This is the first candle, resting close to the key level, right? Serving as liquidity. This is Thursday candle. The Friday candle swept it. The Saturday still triggered that PO, that key level. Then Friday, you can see Sunday swept that high, and it closed, the way I wanted it to close, right? So what I did was that I just scaled down to, you can see from the weekly to the daily, then I went down to the 4 hour. Okay, before then, let's just mark out the third candle, right? You can see, let me place this vertical line there, right? So to the 4 hour now. So what I was looking for was, because I trade using time and price, right? I want to ensure that the price action aligns with a particular time in the market, right? And I don't take any decision in the market until the 4 hour candle closes, right? So you can see this is Monday, and on Monday by 10 a.m. this candle closed, right, with an engulfing candle, forming a very good CRT pattern, forming a very strong order block. We can see the sweep, right, and the break below, and the break, right? So how I caught this trade, let me just erase my chart so I can explain. Yeah, so let me take this out. Sorry, take all this out. Yeah, so after the break, I just placed my first entry on this point here. Yeah, but what I did, okay, the first thing I did, because after back testing, I realized that oftentimes the market does not reverse back. So after the candle closed, my first entry was at this point where this 4 hour candle closed, right? So that was where I entered first, right? Using market execution, I just entered, and the target was this low. You remember, if you scale down to let's say the weekly time frame or the daily time frame, I was expecting price to come take this low, right? So let's go back. Yeah, so that's the first entry. Then the second, I know after a break, obviously there should be a pullback to premium or discount, but it doesn't happen all the time, right? So from this point, that was the second entry, SL above the sweep, right? I think this was around 7R, right? So it's around 7R, thereabout, yeah, 7. Then the third entry, I caught it from the 2 hour time frame. 2 hour time frame, you can see. So after the market tapped into that 4 hour order block, this order block, right? So we can see the pattern still formed. We can see the sweep, and we can see the break. So I entered from this point here I entered to that line and I placed my SL above this guy, and I think this guy gave me about 10R. So I entered. The third entry was from this point, so was where I entered the trade, placed it this way. I think it gave me 10R actually. Yes, so it was 10. I think my SL was a bit close, you can see. So the first was around 10R, the second 4.8, and the third 7.38. So that's around 22 risk to reward. So that was it for Solana USD. So I was expecting price to come take this trend line liquidity, right? Trend line liquidity. So that's it. So let me just draw the schematic of the chart. So price was downtrending, then the minor pullback, that is the substructure, pushing up, then it tapped into a key level, right? A key level. Then we have a little bit of consolidation. The market swept that high, then broke structure, went back to premium, then I positioned for a sell, expecting that it to clear this trend line. So that's it. So watch carefully. You can see that push to the upside, it formed a trend line, and we had a key level, a fair value gap that aligns with an SBR. So the break happened. They closed below this range, and market pulled back, and I positioned for a sell, expecting that the price would come down to clear the trend line liquidity. So you can see the formation. Right? This is the formation. So expecting price, so pushing up, will break, expecting price to clear the trend line liquidity. You can see, right? So so that's that about Solana USD. So pay attention to the pattern. Let me just show you something from the daily time frame. You can see after the sweep, I positioned for the sell. Same thing happened on Ethereum. Just focus on the pattern. Though I was not able to catch this move. I think at the time it was not on my watch list. You can see the same pattern on the key level. You can see, right? BTC, I missed BTC. Yeah, the same pattern. So it's a proven system. You can see after the sweep, the consolidation, this is the key level. If you change it to the line chart, you will see this tweezer bottom. It's the key level, right? You can see that. See, right? It's a key level where the market reacted from. So also BN, okay, you can see this pattern too. Although I did not focus on BNB because the structure itself was not given, so I just left it, right? So that's pretty much it, and I am currently on a trade on GBP USD. Yeah, same pattern. Let me just show us that, and that'll be all. Where's this guy? Sorry, GBP USD. You can see the same pattern. You can see the sweep, right, to a key level. It's there. You can see the sweep, then the break, then you can see, right? So I already entered this trade from this point. Market retraced back to my entry. I entered immediately. Market broke this. Like immediately there was a break after this 4-hour candle. That was when I positioned for a sell here immediately. So it has even given me over 1 hour before it retraced back to entry. But I was kind of sure that okay, I just believe based on my back test, something it happens that way, that the market will retrace back to the entry before the main move. So anything can still happen. It might still, reverse back to SL or hit the full TP, right? So that's pretty much it. You can see from the daily time frame, you can see it's repeatable, the key level. So I'm looking out for a key level for continuation. I want price to react from the FVG, the RBS or the SBR, from the key level, and I want a daily sweep, then the 4-hour impulsive break, then a position for a sell or a buy, depending on the trend, right? So the most important thing is the trend, right? The trend. If the trend is bullish, I only trade continuation. I don't trade reversal. Reversals has dealt with me in no small way, right? So that's that about Solana USD, TBP USD, Ethereum USD, and trust me, I love crypto pairs. I love crypto pairs. You can see this is the accumulation, the sweep, accumulation, manipulation. It will distribute beautifully well. The same thing happened on Ethereum. Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. BTC missed my entry with a few pips. The same thing, the same system. After the break, after this 4-hour break, I positioned for a sell, and I missed it with a few pips from here to here. I missed it. Although it presented other opportunities, but I just left it. You can see the full TP to that low. I think it's about, you can see 12R. It was a painful miss. And yeah, remember I think that was the second video I dropped. Yes, I think the market was still ranging at this point. Remember here, the first time I dropped a video on this YouTube platform, do you remember? Yes, the market was currently at this point. If you can remember, the market was currently at this point, right? Then we projected that, okay, the market is going to sell all the way down, and you can see it happened. So I'm expecting BTC to, take out this low. Yeah, expecting BTC to take out this low. So that's that about that. Thank you so much for joining. Please, if you have questions to ask me, you can do it to drop it on the comment section. I'll be answering every question. Please do it to like, share this content with other traders so they will learn a thing or two from it. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, and do not forget to hit the notification bar so when next I post an update, you will see and learn a thing from it. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. Alright guys, see you on the next flip side. Take care.